Good morning and welcome to Cooking and Books with Heather. This is going to be a little bit different today. It is Mother's Day, and Heather has asked that I make a little cake for breakfast called the French strawberry cake. This recipe is available online, so we will be linking to it. It's a pretty simple recipe. I just have to combine some things in a couple bowls, put them together, fold it together, put it in the oven, let it bake. So let me describe what we're going to do. So I think I'll do it in the order it says in the recipe, and I will wait on this part. So we've got our oven preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Spray an 8-inch round cake pan with cooking spray. So I have my cake round. I'm really not sure all this stuff is going to fit in it. That's a lot of strawberries over there. Maybe if it was twice this height, maybe, I don't know. But hey, sure, I'll do it. So this cooking spray is is baking spray with flour. It doesn't really say what to do. I don't have the other kind. We don't normally keep cooking spray on hand, but we happen to have this, so we'll go with it. There we go. Liberally sprayed. And yeah, we'll set that aside. I have no idea. All right. You can clean that up later. All right. It just goes everywhere, doesn't it? Okay. So next we're going to whip together our sugar, our butter, in an electric mixer. We want to make it pale and fluffy. So I've had this butter out on the counter at least a few minutes. So it's room temp, right? Now it's been a little bit longer than that, but I'm not sure it's completely room temp, but I'd like to get the show on the road. So it's pretty close and we're going to go with it. So stick. And we're going to add in the sugar. So the sugar is 2 sets. This is the larger one. So all this sugar, yes, it is a very, it's a rather large amount of sugar, honestly, but I think this is kind of like a coffee cake, but it's got strawberries. So then we got this and this together. We're going to mix these until fluffy. So let's do that. I'm gonna get a spatula. All right, it's starting to actually get there. It's a little better than it was. At first, it looked kind of like flour crumbs or something. There's no flour here. But now it's starting to look a little more like what I'd expect. I think I wouldn't call it light and fluffy. So let's give it a little bit more time. My butter wasn't quite room temp. I'm sure that's affecting it. Hopefully you have more patience and have done better with that than I did. So the next step is to add our eggs. So we're going to do that one at a time. I want to crack them into the bowl in case I get shells because I'm not as good as Heather at this job. We're going to go ahead and beat that in there. While the mixer was running, I added another egg, and now I'm going to scrape this down because everything is not mixing entirely. I think nobody else, but when I was a kid, I certainly enjoyed. In fact, we have one of those other hand mixers. All the loud noises you can make with that. Okay, we're going to add in our vanilla extract now. go. Extract done. You can make your own. Just try that sometime. But anyway. Alright, I'm not sure if you can see it, but this now looks pretty fluffy. I like it. Okay. So, this is good. Now in this bowl, I have already measured out the flour that we need. We're going to add the baking powder. That helps it rise a little bit. We'll add the salt. It's just a little bitty, tiny amount of salt. So tiny, I have to make sure I get it all out. We're going to whisk this together real quick. And I should have measured out one more ingredient. So I gotta measure out the sour cream. So we're going to use these little plunger measurers. This is a semi-liquid that works well in these. Not so much in measuring cups. We reached the stage where we don't want to overbeat the mixture anymore. So we're going to be very careful with the additions at this point, apparently. So we're going to alternate adding the flour mixture that we made to our butter mixture with the sour cream mixture. Beginning and ending with flour mixture. Beat until just combined after each addition. I've videoed a few other recipes. I don't think I've edited them and put them up, but I'm not much for all this finicky mess. So we'll see if I do this correctly or not. All right, let's put this back where maybe you can see it. Hopefully, I will move it to the edge here. Okay. We're going to add in some flour mixture. Not lose too much. Little stir. Beautiful. I'm going to add in the sour cream mixture, and by that I mean all of it. See, told you I wasn't going to be finicky. Give it another little stir. Going to add in the remaining flour mixture. Oops. Most of it. Oops. Alright, pretty good little stir. Let's go ahead and scrape it down. It doesn't say this, but I can tell in my bowl that I have some stuff that's not mixed in. So let's fix that. That's a different timer. For another thing I'm working on, I'm going to try to make a short out of that. That was a timer for my bread that I'm working on. I occasionally make bread. And if you watch the short video I'm going to make on it, then you'll see that I really don't like this recipe's way of doing things. I feel like I've never gotten it quite right, but I keep trying, and I guess that's the thing. So, all right, a little mixed. Okay, so that's all done. We've done that. Now, the last step is folding in our strawberries. So we have our spatula and we have the mixture. I'm going to go ahead and take this out. Okay, so I had a little help. Someone helped me with cutting these strawberries in half, and we, for lack of a better word, went ahead and let them bleed out a little bit on a napkin because I didn't want to add too much additional moisture to the recipe. This is a cake. I'm sure it's calculated in, but still, I mean, anyway. So we're going to try to fold these in there, and And then all this stuff is supposed to fit in that tiny little cake pan. It's not, but we'll do it anyway. So a little bit of this one. All right. Take that off. Keep it out of our way. Care about that. So ideally, you end up with a batter that has strawberries pretty even throughout the cake, and so any slice you get, you won't be disappointed in. And you will have strawberries. Yum yum. We're going to probably try to avoid making the batter pink here. This is why we're just folding this in a little bit. So I think that's probably about as well mixed as I'm going to do without turning it entirely pink. So I'm going to go ahead and get our cake pan over here. Okay, we are going to pour this in. Hey, I might be wrong. Maybe it fits. It's amazing. Make cake. Okay. So I'm going to spread it out a little bit. And we are done, except for one final flourish, which I will show you next. So the last step is to sprinkle the remaining bit of sugar we set aside over the top of the cake because it needs more sugar. So I'm going to do it like this. I feel like if I try to do it just gently shaking out of the bowl, I'm definitely going to put a ton in one spot. And I can't believe we're putting this much sugar on top, but okay. It's a lot. I think I'd be fine with less. Kind of weird, but I think I start to prefer less sugar. So we have some really sweet strawberries. I think I'm not going to put all this sugar in. I don't really care. I don't like the idea. Okay. It has all the other sugar in there anyway. And these strawberries are great. We went and picked these ourselves at our local farm just up the road. And if you had the chance to, I really recommend going and doing that. It's a fun activity and delicious results. Okay, so this is all done, and we're going to go put this into our oven for about 40 to 50 minutes. When we put a toothpick in, it should come out clean. That's what you're looking for, and then let it cool completely on a wire rack after it is out before you attempt to take it out of the pan. So we'll show you what it looks like when we're done. On this week's Cooking and Books with Heather, you watch me make French strawberry cake. We'll put a link to that recipe online. So the whole family enjoyed this cake a lot. There were only 2 slices left when we ate it, and I think it was very good. It was moist. It was, of course, strawberry is going to make it that way, but not too much so. Yeah, it was a bit sweet. Probably could reduce the sugar in it a little bit if you wanted to. We had very ripe strawberries, so they were going to add a lot of sweetness anyway. I think if you made this in the winter with the kind you get during the winter, you might need a little bit more sugar, but a little bit less would probably been fine. It was okay as it was. The reduction in sugar I did on the top, that was a good call. I don't think it needed more. There was enough. Some of it you might have seen if you see it when you see the photo. You'll notice that some of it was still white, but that didn't really distract or anything, so it was okay. Great recipe. Everyone liked it, and I would make it again for sure. So if you enjoyed watching me substitute for Heather on this episode of what I'm going to call the B-sides, please come subscribe, like, share with your friends, and come back and hopefully watch me make something else again another time. I have a few more in reserve I've not edited, but let me know if you want to see more. Thank you.